Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here for a 90-day fiancé, y'all. I know I'm late, but we are going to be recapping episodes 11, 12, and 13. I'm catching all the way up, y'all. All the way up. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming here to talk about it because I got a lot to talk about, just like my thumbnail says with Matilda and Niles. Who did who dirty? Who did who dirty? I need to talk about it because y'all, I got some mixed feelings about it. And man, what a way I've come with Matilda. When I first started watching this show, I was really protecting Niles and making sure that Matilda wasn't taking advantage of him. But this Niles is something else, y'all. He is something else. I ain't gonna lie, it feels like a little bit of gaslighting going on with Niles. And although he says he's confused all the time, I don't think so. I think some of this is just his personality, and he's trying to gaslight Matilda a lot, a lot. But I'll tell you this, no matter what side of the coin you are on, heads or tails, Niles or Matilda, when I saw Matilda's house, I said, wow, she's sleeping on the floor, she's poor. Please, somebody, let me know how I can send something to Matilda so that she can get herself a nice mattress or something so she doesn't have to sleep on that hard floor. I'm real honest, y'all. I'm not joking out here. I really want to know if anyone knows, how do I send money, something, to Matilda and her family so that she can get a bed? Because that my heart hurt. My heart hurt really seeing her sleep in the bed. And I know Niles didn't like it either. He didn't like what he saw. He said, no one should have to live this way. But I would love to go a little bit further. Don't get me caught up in no fake GoFundMe scams either. Don't be sending me that. I don't want to be sending no money to no fake GoFundMes and somebody else is taking the money. But he said he didn't want to be rude about the house, or he was rude. That's what he really was. He was rude. And Matilda told him such and said, hey, I know this might be part of your autism or whatever you got. And but you need to watch your mouth because the way you say things, especially around my family, could be taken really offensively. And she said, I really don't mind you telling me the truth, Niles. I really want you to always tell me the truth. But maybe sometimes you should tell me the truth in private. Maybe you should tell her the truth in private. Because some things that come out your mouth ain't good. It's not good at all. Matilda's trying to teach Niles a lot. She really is. It's a lot on her plate. This is why I kind of have a lot of empathy for Matilda. Because now what we're getting into what Niles doesn't know about the culture, which a lot of us may not know, even though we should be doing research before we do things. But also it means, how do you even navigate in spaces you're not familiar with? And what I think Niles is doing to Matilda is he's putting all the pressure on her to get every situation right. Sometimes when she's even trying to navigate the situation for herself. But Matilda's doing a good job at also trying to teach Niles how to treat her. There's a couple of instances where Matilda checks Niles correctly and says, don't do this, don't do that. And she's really trying to tell him this is the way things are supposed to be done in Ghana. Now, none of this stuff that she's doing in Ghana is traditional. We know this, meeting a stranger and talking about getting married online. None of it is familiar and none of it is natural. So both of them are kind of making up some rules as they go. And then what's starting to happen is they're starting to point fingers at each other. Now, I know what Matilda is saying is, hey, first of all, Miles, when you came to Africa, you told me that we were going to get married. I'm on Matilda's side on that one. Is everybody on Matilda's side on that part? That Niles misled Matilda in the first doggone place. That when he was coming to Africa, he was coming to get married in Ghana. Niles wants to say that he didn't say that, but he did. Niles may not have wanted that to happen. I do understand that. And I told him he should have just said he ain't got no money. He ain't got the bride price, and he could have got out of it. but he didn't do that. And so instead what he did was he kept wanting Matilda to like him. So he was never 100% truthful with Matilda. Now get this, Niles wanted Matilda to like him. And so he was never 100% truthful with Matilda that he didn't want to get married. Now I want you to keep that in mind, because later on when we get down the line in this story, we find that also is going on. That's how he feels. He feels that Matilda wasn't 100% truthful because guess what? She still wants to get married. So Niles is over here criticizing Matilda for something he just did 3 days ago. But anyway, so now we find out he gets here. He doesn't really want to get married. And what Matilda said to him accurately is, you're shaming me. You're embarrassing me. I done told all these people I'm about to get married. And then you get here, you say, you're not marrying me. You're shaming me. So immediately they come up with this alternate plan about the knocking ceremony, right? Okay, well, are you going to still do the knocking ceremony? Because this becomes the consolation prize. The knocking ceremony, really what it turned into was a consolation prize. And that's why the knocking ceremony became a big elaborate thing. Because when Matilda said it was, I promised everyone a big wedding, which Africans do have big weddings, but now I'm so embarrassed to tell them I'm not even getting married. So maybe what I'll do is I'll have a big knocking ceremony. You know, the knocking ceremony, although it's not an engagement party, like, like we say here in America, in a lot of ways, this was the compromise. Hey, I'm not going to be getting married and I'm not going to have a big wedding like I should be having as a bride. So instead, we'll do the knocking ceremony. And then at the knocking ceremony, we will have sort of a big celebration. And I'm going to run up the guest list to about 90 people. And as a result, Niles, you need to come up with $200. So $200 for this knocking ceremony to feed 90 people. I'll take it all day long. If I could feed 90 people for $200, please, please. And I believe I believe that's what Matilda was doing. It was a consolation prize. And now all of a sudden, you got Niles over here upset because he done gone and start talking to the new father figure. And now he's upset saying, well, you should have told me to talk to father, what was his name? Mr. Ark, a long time ago, Matilda. You was over here trying to have me pay from some knocking ceremony for $200 to $300. And really what should have been happening was I should have been talking to Mr. Ark from the first place. Well, Niles, who even told you to go talk to Mr. Ark? It was Matilda and her brothers. Matilda and her brothers said, you can't marry Matilda until you go talk to Mr. Ark. So now you go talk to Mr. Ark and you're blaming Matilda for not sending you to Mr. Ark in the first place. Well, you can't have it both ways, Niles. Niles wants it all kind of different ways. He wants to not hold up his end of the bargain. He wants to then blame Matilda for not knowing something. And then when Matilda tells him something, he wants to blame Matilda for what she told him. Nah, I'm kind of more on Matilda's side, to be honest with y'all. I really am. And the way that I'm agreeing with Matilda that you sat up there in front of Mr. Ark and you basically told him that I lied to you, and that's not true. You disgraced her. I'm with Matilda. You disgraced her. Forget about what Mr. Ark is trying to do over here. Talking about, I'm your daddy now. I'm your daddy, Niles, and I'll tell you how this is supposed to go. And this knocking ceremony isn't supposed to be this big, because really what's supposed to be big is the wedding. But what Mr. Ark is not getting to, Niles, when you over here willing to go with Mr. Ark's plan that the knocking ceremony shouldn't be that big, that's fine. But what Mr. Ark is telling you is right after that knocking ceremony, you need a whole full-on wedding. So in one way, you want to listen to him about how the knocking ceremony is supposed to be not big, but then you don't want to listen to him about the part that says right after that knocking ceremony, you're supposed to get married. So which one are you going to do, Niles? Are you going to listen to Matilda? Are you going to listen to Mr. Ark? Or what are you going to do? Or are you just going to keep pointing fingers at everybody so you can wiggle out the fact that you were really the one that made a mess of this situation? Because you was the one that came over here telling Matilda you was going to marry her. And now you started skipping on backtracking. That's what you started doing. Mr. Ark over here talking about women can be deceitful. You should have come over here and talked to me in the first place. He should have gone over there and talked to him in the first place. And if he had done that, there wouldn't have been no knocking ceremony. There wouldn't have been nothing. Mr. Ark would have put that hand, that artificial hand, up the butt of Niles. Now I don't like that Niles is trying to blame Matilda and all them crazy looking faces Niles was making. I don't care if it's his autism or what. The way he's scrunching up his face, talking about, hold it right there. Don't say anything. He better be glad Matilda's African and she know how to keep her cool. Because if that was an American woman, she would have cussed him the hell out. Niles is gaslighting Matilda, and I don't like it. So somebody let me know how I can send a little bit of money on over there to Matilda so that she can get a mattress for her and her sister. It can't cost much, y'all. It can't. If they can feed 90 people for $200, how much you think a mattress costs to send to Ghana? Somebody let me know, please. Production, anybody who got any inside game, inside information, please let me know. I'm serious. I'm not just over here talking for funniness. I really want to send her a little bit of money to get herself a mattress. Somebody let me know. It can't be that much. And once we find out, I'll let all y'all know. If y'all want to donate $1 or $5 or whatever, we'll put our little money together and send it on over there to Matilda. But we were good to get rid of Renee finally. Finally, Renee went on back home to her children. Crazy Renee over there dealing with Chidi. I thought we was done with them before I came back to watch these shows, but lo and behold, no, I had to look at more Renee and Chidi. Renee running around talking about Chidi is a bitch to her. That girl's a mess. She is an absolute mess. Something about when she gets in relationships with humans, she loses her whole mind. She needs to stick being in love with chickens. That's it. That's the only one that could put up with Renee. That's the only one Renee can love. That's the only one Renee can treat with some respect are chickens. Chickens. She had to tell her, listen, to be truthful with you, I really never enjoyed this relationship except in the very beginning. He said, if I'm truthful with you and I'm truthful with myself, I was really just trying to convince myself that this could work because I was just so happy that you like me in spite of the fact that I'm being blind. Let's be honest. Chidi was desperate. He was desperate. He was desperate to be loved. He was desperate to have this relationship. And he really wanted to be Renee, but it ain't. And in the end, she's abusive and she's dangerous. So that sister, Victoria, Veronica, whatever her name is, she did right protecting her brother because Renee is out of control. And Renee is like, well, why did you tell me you love me and you really didn't love me? Why do you bring me all the way over here and do all this? If all you came over here to do was not to be with me and not to give me no attention. Well, Chidi obviously knew this girl was crazy before he got over there. He saw signs of it, but maybe he thought once she got there, she would get better. And in fact, the opposite happened. The minute she got there, things got worse. They got worse. And Renee done called him a weak, the B word, a child, told him he's still breastfeeding on the breast of his sister. I mean, by God, she's low down dirty in the dirt with them chickens. She's low down dirty in the dirt. And finally, they broke up for good. And she said, you know what? I'm not going to let Chidi come back in my life because previously we broke up before and Chidi would text her to get back with her. But she said, but this time it's not going to happen. And I bet he did text her 100 times before, maybe, because this is prior to her coming to Africa, because I bet Chidi was lonely. He did want to have a romantic relationship with someone. So I bet during the time when before she came to Nigeria and he really met her in person, he probably was getting back with her 1,000 times, even though he knew she was crazy. And then this time, though, I doubt he'll be texting her. This time, Renee, I really doubt he'll be trying to get back with you. So I don't think you need to worry about anything. Go on back over there and have a good time and fall in love with your chickens. Because I don't even know if she's capable of being in a relationship with humans. I really don't think so. I don't think so at all. And when we start talking about crazy, to be honest with you, I gotta kind of lop in craziness over here with this Bojo fella. Bojo's kind of weird and crazy too. He really is weird. You know, he's broke. He really took advantage of Vanja, and he's still so embarrassed to tell Vanja he ain't got no job. Let me tell you, if a man can't keep a job, he can't keep a relationship. We see. And right now, another gaslighting is Bojo's over here kind of gaslighting Vanja because he's trying to pretend like the reason he's not interested in Vanja is because Vanja is too much for him. She high energy, which she is. She talks a lot. Okay, let's not lie about it. She really does. But that ain't the reason why he all of a sudden turned cold on her. He turned cold on her because of her energy. She's also a go-getter. She got like 10, 15 jobs and he ain't got one. And what he's saying is, I really don't want to be dealing with no woman that's got 10, 15 jobs and I ain't got one. And he never did tell her that he's unemployed and got no job. That's why he broke up with her. When he said they're not compatible, he's right. They're not compatible in their energies. They're not compatible in their zest for life and what they want in life because Bojo wants to sit around and do nothing. We find out in this episode that, yeah, that ex-girlfriend, she broke up with him and called him immature. Exactly, because he's immature. He's immature. That's why he's still living at home with his mama with no job. If a man can't keep a job, he can't keep a woman. They might want to say that, oh, women don't want to be with men without a job. No, if you're not disciplined to get up every day and go to a job, you're not disciplined to get up and every day and show up in a relationship. I'm going to tell you that right now. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ladies, look for the discipline. You cannot, relationships take discipline. And if you don't see no signs in a person's life that they can be disciplined, they will not be disciplined in your relationship nor your marriage. Vanja, girl, I know you don't wasted some money. You embarrassed on national TV. You look crazy out here. You do. But girl, pick up yourself, pick up them heels, click them heels, and go on back to Florida. And that's where she from. And start living your life because this guy is not worth it, not one bit. He basically catfished her. He catfished her on a job. He catfished her on his height. All of it. All of it. And I was glad that those men took up for Vanja. He was thinking he was going to be Vanja over there in front of his friends and his friends was going to be on his side. No, his friends clowned him because his friends know who he is. His friends are saying, man, you can't get it right. This woman is wonderful. And here you are trying to gaslight her and tell her the reason you don't like her is because she too much energy. Nah, his friends know the truth. His friends should have told Vanja, girl, don't worry about it. You ain't lost no prize. This man ain't even got a job. He ain't even got a job. In the end, talking about, hey, we can still be friends. Vanja said, no, I don't need to be your friend. I heard that, Vanja. Neither would I. Neither would I. And then at the very end, we got Vanja sitting at the table, and then some fool man walks over talking about, you look so beautiful. Can I sit next to you? And hey, I just want to let you know I'm in a relationship, but we just opened it up. Did you really just come over here and tell me that you're in a relationship, but you got a new opening? And that's what you sat down here and you about to tell me at this table? Get the heck out of Croatia. Don't go back, Vanja. I don't care how beautiful that place is. It's beautiful, but you need to get the heck out of there. Because obviously all that sea air and sea water over there in Croatia is getting to these folks' heads. And you don't need to be messing with none of these people over in Croatia. Leave, run, Vanja. Come on back to Florida. Come on back to Florida. And while Vanja's trying to get back to Florida, we got Lauren trying to get back over here to the Philippines. Lauren is like, I can't make it in the U.S. I can't earn enough money to afford living in the U.S. So I'm going to have to move to the Philippines no matter what. Either I'm going to be moving over here with Faith, or this new harebrained idea he came up with is I'll marry your mother and move over to the Philippines. What, Lauren? You going to marry my mama? Lauren is a whole fool, a whole fool. Now, first of all, y'all, it opened up and Faith goes back to the Philippines, we find out that Faith's older sister is trans too. Is this stuff hereditary? Oh my gosh, I'm confused. I'm really confused. Faith's older sister is trans, and I don't know, it ain't looking good. She not looking good. But anyway, they all happy for Faith. They happy for Faith because they said, Faith, you done bagged an American. You know, Faith was so concerned that she would come home and tell the family that Lauren had the disease of the whores. When she said that, y'all, I fell out. When she told the sisters that Lauren had the disease of the whores, I was like, Lord have mercy. She said Lauren got the disease of the whores. And so what she was afraid of was that that the sisters wouldn't like that. Now, she ain't told the mama this, but she did tell the sisters. But when the sister said, girl, you lucky to have an American that even likes you. Don't forget now, you a whole man. They basically said, wake up, Faith. You don't have a lot of choices out here. And it looks like this man loves you. And although he may have the disease of the whores, and although he may have cheated on you, he's come all this way, which I think he really loves you. So you might need to overlook that, forgive that, to be with this man because you done bagged an American. And Faith is like, well, wait a minute. Don't I deserve to be treated with dignity and respect? Just because I'm trans, should I have to put up with this stuff? No, you shouldn't have to put up with it, Faith. Don't let your other trans sister tell you that you're not worth nothing and you got to put up with what Lauren is dishing out. Faith, you have a lot of you got a lot of sense up here. But now that you done come back to your hometown, you starting to listen to this other trans sister, and I don't think they're giving you good advice. I think your own first mind was the best one, and that is you need to let this crazy, ridiculous, kooky, nut brain Lauren go. He just comes up with the most nutty ideas that I've ever heard. So now all of a sudden, since the sisters approve of him, he done won the sisters over. Everybody think he's so guapo, so handsome and everything. And now all of a sudden, Faith says, okay, well, now I'm not so embarrassed. So now she decided that she's going to give Lauren back the tag lane of being her boyfriend. He done moved Lauren back from the friend zone into the boyfriend label, the status. She done upgraded him. Okay, he didn't deserve to be upgraded. But then Lauren starts saying, okay, well, I want to be together with you forever and always. Because he done told the mother, listen, I only date trans women. They were like, are you sure? Why would you want to date Faith? She's really a man, this and that. They really want to make sure he only likes trans women. And he's like, nope, I only date trans women. I want to be with her. I want to move here. I want to marry her. Now all of a sudden, remember when he first was talking about moving in the Philippines, he was talking about how he was going to do this work from home job. Remember that was Lauren's kooky idea, that he was going to really be able to live in the Philippines, but work as an American and get paid, stay at home pay by living in the Philippines. This is what he wanted to do. And he said, I'm going to get an American pay, but I'm actually going to be living in the Philippines. Now, all of a sudden, he comes up with this new kooky story that says, well, I'm going to marry you, Faith, but since we can't get married here in the Philippines, we're going to go on over to Thailand because Thailand lets, anyone get married, trans, whatever, get married. We're going to get married over in Thailand. Once we get married there, then we'll come back and live in Philippines together and we'll be married. Or if that don't work, I'll come straight to the Philippines and I'll marry your mama, and then I can stay here too and get citizenship. So everybody talking about how some of these people are marrying Americans for their green cards. What we figure out is that Lauren is trying to marry Faith and the mama for a green card for citizenship. Because why is so much emphasis being put on citizenship right now, Lauren? You already said you was going to work in America. That was your plan. Why do you need citizenship in the Philippines? So you can stay there longer? But why is that the first order of business? Why don't you figure out first how to work over there? I don't like Lauren. I really don't like Lauren. And I really like the position that Faith had at first of being cautious about him, because this new little method where she's sitting over here listening to these sisters and they telling her it's a dream to be with a foreigner. I don't know. They lean her down the wrong road. But Lauren is being a trooper. He doing anything Faith said. He over there eating the intestines of chickens. What? But then again, I guess I can't be crazy because I just sat over here the other day and ate some chitlins on Thanksgiving, which are pig intestines. So how am I going to be over here turning up my nose to some chicken intestines when I just sat over here and ate a couple of, when I just sat over here and ate some chitlins on Thanksgiving? Maybe next time. I ain't never been in the Philippines, but when I go to the Philippines, I might taste those chicken intestines because I like to taste new things. Don't mean I'm going to like it, but I don't know. That whole string, I don't like that. Even when my chitlins I eat, I cut them up in small little pieces. I don't be eating no long string of intestines. That right there, I think that's what got to me. That's what really got to me. And they said it was sweet. I don't want it sweet. Nah, I wouldn't want no sweet tasting chicken intestines. Now, if you make it a little bit spicy with a little bit of heat on it, maybe, but I don't think I'm going to like it, y'all. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I'm going to like no chicken intestines on a stick. Not going to like it. So I know he over here trying to seal this deal with Faith. Lauren is really trying to seal the deal because he only got a day left. They over here doing karaoke. They said, that's fine, but karaoke got to get shut down by 10 o'clock because folks need to go to bed over here in the Philippines. I heard that, Philippines. Y'all got curfew and loud noises, curfews. I love it. But anyway, they done told the mama this crazy story, and the mama was like, what? Are you kidding me? This has got to be a joke. He ain't joking, mama. He is not joking. I sure hope Faith does not go along with this crazy plan. I don't know what's going to happen. But it sounds crazy, and Lauren is over here trying to use his family for a green card so he can come over there and live. He using Faith's family as much as this Magda, whatever, is using Joey over here from Poland. She's a gold digger. Joey's family is right. He needs to let her go. All of a sudden and now, she talking about she got all these morals and stipulations. I don't believe her. I don't really believe she was the girl running around doing all this. I know she didn't have this with that man from Germany. This girl over here got a whole scheme. What she thinks is, oh, I'm going to tell the American man that I'm so pristine, I want to wait to have sex. And all of a sudden, I don't want to have sex with you until I'm in the USA. And then later on, she took it to a new level and said, I don't want to have sex until we engage. Joey's like, well, then why would I marry you if I don't know we're sexually compatible? This girl is a gold digger. She talking about she quitting her job. She want to have kids right away. She trying to rope him in, talk about don't have sex before they're engaged. I'm telling you, Joy, you might want to hope that she don't want to have sex, because if she did, I'm telling you, she would be trapping you with a baby. What they call it, an anchor baby. Magda is definitely the woman that would do an anchor baby. Magda will come on over to the U.S. and get pregnant immediately and have an anchor baby so she could stay in the U.S. I already know what Magda's doing. It's really sad to see, but I don't think Joey's falling for it. He asked her when he was coming over to Poland. He said, hey, should I bring some condoms? She said, no, don't bring none. He was like, what? He said he's getting a little bit uneasy because you don't want to have sex, but you got all this other stuff planned out, time bit by bit, but you don't want to have sex? Please. I know Joey said that he overslept when he was trying to come to Poland, but he didn't oversleep. He wanted to oversleep. I know you wouldn't oversleep if you had an open house since you're a realtor. You wouldn't oversleep then. He was hoping he'd miss that plane. That's what Joey was doing till he read that contract and realized how much he would get fined. And then he said, I better get myself up and get to this airport. And then when he was running through the airport, like he was getting to the airport like he was O.J. Simpson, then he realized he forgot his passport conveniently on a kitchen table. He had to run back and go get his passport, losing even more time. Joey got to the airport only an hour before his flight. He had an international flight. How the heck did he catch that flight? I know he didn't get his bags put on that plane, because ain't no way you could get to the airport an hour before an international flight and they still check your bags. I think he had to probably ship them bags on a separate flight. He probably carried one on. The other one had to come on a separate flight because international flights, they don't play. If you don't check your luggage in before a certain amount of time, your luggage ain't flying with you. It can get there the next day, but it ain't going to fly with you on this flight. So Joey was trying to miss that plane, but he made it. He made the plane. And then Magda was happy. She already mad that he almost missed the plane. She got a lot of rules, regulations. She got a lot of trauma. This girl has a lot of trauma. Talking about her dog bit her last boyfriend in the penis because he cheated on her. So it looks like Magda has done this before. She likes to date foreigners. And she likes to date a foreigner to get out of Poland because, hey, I guess Poland ain't a good place to live. I don't know. I'm not going to pass no judgment. I've never lived there. And last time she hooked up with a German man online, quickly moved herself over there to Germany, didn't even know nothing about him, and she got cheated on by him. And so now she's cautious. Well, they all gonna cheat on you, Magda, when you start talking about you don't want to have no sex until you get engaged and you live way over in another country. What you think? You live way over in another country. Girl, 8 out of 10 men are gonna cheat on you. And she better be happy that at least he told her the truth. What is she thinking? You know, Magda running over here when Joey finally got to the airport, she running through the airport, jumping on him with her butt all out, showing her butt to the world. But this is the same girl talking about she's demure. I'm demure. I don't want to have sex before engagement. Really, it's supposed to be no sex before marriage. So why engagement, Magda? Why draw the line there? You might as well just say no sex before marriage. No, it's really no sex until you get me all the way over to the USA. And I don't want to have it in Poland. So Magda, would you be comfortable for Joey proposing to you and then you still stay in Poland and he come to Poland and have sex with you? He could give you a fake proposal like Niles did, like all these other people are doing and reneging on the proposal. He could do that. Would that open the door for you? Would that open the door and your legs? Nah, it wouldn't. Because what she needs is a plane ticket. A plane ticket is what's going to open the legs of Magda. A plane ticket. Magda, we know who you are. We know just who you are. She trying to say Joey's obsessed with sex because when they went over there to that little restaurant or that little class and they were making the pretzels and stuff, Joey had all these sexual jokes and Magda is perturbed by Joey. She kind of irritated by him. Like I said, she just over here for her green card too. This ain't even hard to figure out. It really isn't. It is what it is. And the other person who done figured out things is Ingrid. Ingrid is like this Brian over here. I tell you, he's a hot mess. Is lies after lies after lies on top of lies. I tell you, one thing Brian has more than lies are wives. Lies and wives. Brian's a liar. You know, I don't really wish no bad on anyone. And it's sad that he lost the use of his legs in his life. But this idea, when you start listening to these stories Brian told about how he even lost his legs in a drive-by shooting, and that what he wants to say is that his ex-wife put a hit out on him, and that's how he got shot up. You know, he was probably lying to the ex-wife. I mean, I'm not condoning no violence. I'm not condoning what she did. But when you see the way Brian moves out here, you can see how some bad stuff can come his way because he's a liar. He's over here trying to buy Ingrid. And Ingrid is right. He's also trying to buy him not a maid or a housekeeper, somebody that's going to take care of him because Brian is 51 years old and getting around in this wheelchair takes a lot of energy. And he is correct that in a few more years, he's going to need a lot more help. He's not going to be able to run around here at 30 miles an hour in this wheelchair and act like he's so capable. I know he go home every night and take some Advil. He's trying to prove to Ingrid so badly that he's so normal and that, he can do everything a person who, has legs can do. It ain't true. Of all people in the world, Brian should have been nicer to women. All these women he done run through and everything he's done, he should have been nicer because he should have known that at one point in time, he was going to need a woman who could stick by him. But he's too busy trying to run after younger women, He's all about the sex himself. You know what? He's where he is because of who he is, right? And I'm not just talking about the part of him being in a wheelchair. Even in relationships, he's where he is because of who he is. He's not a good person. He's always trying to buy the love of a person. He always trying to bring Ingrid's kid gifts. I'm not really a fan of Ingrid because Ingrid knows enough that she should be letting Brian go, but she over here for the money too. She over here for the free trips to Recife or wherever they are, these beautiful places. She's over here for the fun, the good time, the fine dining, the eating at the restaurants, the first class trips on the plane, the filming, all that. That's why Ingrid is here. But no way is Ingrid going to have any sex with Brian whatsoever. Absolutely not. She's not going to do it. The most he going to get from her is a kiss on the lips. That's it. And she going to get some gifts for the mama and the gifts for that son. But you know what? She going to be on that plane taking all these weekend getaways, rendezvous. And Brian can sit over here talking about we got to solidify this relationship. Solidify it how? With sex? You're not having no sex. No way in the world is Ingrid giving up to you. And now she come to this dinner, realize you've been married 4 times. She go, another lie. Another lie, Brian. And he's like, well, I didn't really lie to you because you never asked. You never asked, so it ain't a lie when you don't ask. Please. You should have divulged that. She said she thought he was only married 2 times, come to find out he was married 4. And not only has he been married 4 times, he's still married to a woman in Recife because that woman don't want to get divorced from here because she want to keep her green card too. The U.S. government should block any marriage that Brian want to do anyway. He's a scammer himself. Forget about the people trying to marry him for a green card. He's a scammer. I know Ingrid want to come to the U.S. and get a green card. I know she does. I know that was the only reason she was messing with Brian. But ain't no way she's still going to marry him. No way. We still don't even know why she broke up with her ex-husband. She done told Brian that the family don't even want her to break up with the ex-husband. Who knows? Maybe this is a way she's trying to get a green card and bring the ex-husband over to Brazil. Maybe the ex-husband is in on it too. I don't know. I don't know what that man did. We haven't heard nothing. Nothing. But she said, I want to let you know, Brian, I'm not going to be your babysitter nor your mother. I'm sickness and health. Absolutely not. I'm not going to be taking care of you, helping you get in no bathroom, lifting you up. None of that. That's not what I'm coming to the U.S. for, to be your housemaid and your nurse, your home nursing aide. Brian talking about, don't be judging me for my past, my present, nor my future. You going to get judged by it all. Judged. Brian want to do all this stuff in the world, all this dirt, run through women, be mean to women. And then what he wants is no other woman to judge him for it. No, you can get judged for it. You absolutely can, especially when it comes to people's own lives. They can judge you and decide whether or not through their judgment, you should be with them. Okay. They may not say that you're not worthy of living. You're not worthy of having access to anything in life. That's fine. You can have whatever you want, but you don't got to have it with me. Absolutely not. That's what Brian bakes on, people having pity for him. But then when someone stands up to him and tells him about himself, he always want to have a bad attitude, talking about, you should have pity on me. Why? Nope. No, you can dish it, Brian, but you can't take it, because I already know Brian has dished a whole lot out here in this world. He's dished out a whole lot of bad stuff, bad energy out in the world. He absolutely has. And this other relationship that's not going so well is this whole Sunny and Vea, whatever her name is, Vera Vea, whatever. This is ridiculous. Sunny is absolutely a little bit too emotional for me. It's too much. He need to calm that down. And I'm not saying I'm all what Vea's doing. I'm not. But Sunny's way that he handles situation, he throws tantrum, he yells, he screams, is very immature. And I don't like the way that he handles situations. Even the situation he's handling with Rory. I understand him being upset. I understand that the Vea lied to him. But when you're faced in the moment, you need to show up a little bit more like an adult and have an adult conversation. And he just operates completely off his emotions. He's a horny little boy. He can't wait to get Vea in the bedroom and have sex with her. But yet over here, he's trying to always talk about the Muslim ways. That's what I don't like sometimes about a couple of these people who are practicing or Muslims or Islam, that in one way, they always want to hold the religion over the head of the female to control her. But yet when they don't want to practice what the religion does and they want to do what they want, all of a sudden they're throwing the religion out. And that's a lot of relationships too. Christians do it. Everybody does it. But it's a lot of it's being really pronounced on this show. So now he's sitting over here saying he didn't tell Vea that she needed to conform to be a Muslim in order for him to marry her. So now you lied to Vea about what she would have to do to be with you. But you're mad that Vea didn't tell you that what you're going to have to do is be comfortable that right now, Rory is my good friend and he's here to watch over me while I'm in South Africa. So you're going to have to deal with that too. So you lying too. You both are liars. She lied to you, not telling you all what you would have to do, right? Have to deal with Rory in the meantime. And you lied to her because you didn't tell her that she's going to need to change her whole religion. Like I said, some people want to lie and act like they lying is okay. But when someone else does a lie, all of a sudden now you want to hold their feet to the fire. That's what I don't like about Sonny. He want to hold Vea's feet to the fire for what she doing, which I'm not even condoning. Because I already know, hey, I don't even know why she and Rory aren't together. They need to just figure out what was it about us that made us break up in the first place and try to heal that wound. But say it's just horny. Sonny's just horny. He's so horny. And he had the best time of his life finally when Vea decides, okay, maybe I'll convince him to come back to me with sex. So next thing you know, she decides to go ahead and sleep with him and they do it 3 times. He's so happy. This ain't in the Muslim Islam culture, Sonny. You're not supposed to be doing this all in the hot tub, talking about I'm cold in this hot tub, this pool. And what she's supposed to do is wrap your legs around me. What? Oh, no. It was even worse. He said he was hot, that the hot tub was too hot. And so he said, I think, okay, well, maybe you need to get out the hot tub. He said, no, maybe the way that I'll be less hot is if you wrap your legs around me. I don't like Sonny. I don't like Sonny. Like I said, I know Vea, what she did with Rory, but I don't like Sonny. I don't like him one bit because he likes to twist rules to be in his favor. But then when Vea does something that's not in his favor, he wanted to know, that's not how we do it over here in this culture. Which culture? The South African culture? Which one? You in South Africa, you Bangladesh, you from Bangladesh, I believe. Which culture are you talking about? Because your rules keep changing. You following the rules of Americans over here, then you following the rules of Islam over here. Which page are we on? I don't like it. He gets on my nerves. Now, all of a sudden, he's storming out because basically what Rory said is, I'm not going to leave unless she tells me she's comfortable. I'm not leaving unless Vea says she's comfortable staying here in South Africa with you. I don't know why you can't understand that. And now he said, you need to choose me, or tells Vea you need to choose me or choose him. I'm giving you an ultimatum. Who you going to choose? And Vea over here talking about, I choose you. I'm sorry. I love you. I want to be with you. But she still ain't going to tell Rory to go home. That's what don't make no sense. She walked away with Sonny hand in hand saying, I choose you. I love you. But there ain't no way she going to send Rory a next and say, you can go home. I sure hope not. Because this man going to go on here and throw another temper tantrum. Another temper tantrum. He's a child. He's immature. Grow up, Sonny. Grow up. But that's all I got right now, y'all, for 90 Day Fiancé. I know another one's coming on soon. So at least I'm back on track. At least I'm caught up with all you guys. And be sure to watch my next videos coming up this week. Is going to be The Ultimatum is coming back on Netflix. So if you guys watch that, please join me. Also, beginning on Saturday, I'm going to be doing a review on the other Netflix show. It's called Later Daters. It was done by Michelle Obama. It's a dating show for dating over 50. So I don't know if it's it's not a competition, but it is following people dating. I don't know if it's going to be more like a docuseries or not, but I'm going to watch it and then join me on Saturday because I'm going to do my first review of it to see if we're going to keep reviewing it to see how it goes. And of course, y'all know I'm still reviewing Married at First Sight. So please continue to join me for that. And that's all we got so far. Oh, I got Love After Lockup as well. So that's what we're doing, y'all. So anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.